Greetings petrolheads, my name is the Tom, you're on my gaming channel, and it's time for another episode of Automation, the car company tycoon game. So today I'm gonna be building something requested by a YouTube user called Mantis Ropa. He said I should build a super Nissan Micra, and for that I'm actually going to choose the front engine version of... Wait, what? Where is it? Where is the... Okay, let's just try and... Where is that body? Am I just blind? I mean, it could be the case, but... Why is it not there? Okay, you know what, let's just look at it here. Now this is mid-engined. I think this is gonna be it. Hopefully that actually is the one. So don't take this as, you know, me building an exact Nissan Micra replica and then putting a huge engine in there. It is more gonna be, you know, like a Micra-ish car with wide wheel arches, with big air intakes and whatnot. And yeah, so that's it's more for fun than for, you know, a serious replica or anything like that. So this goes more like that. That we can extend a little bit, because this is, after all, not a true replica. And flare the wheel arches, of course. And like so. Okay, what kind of chassis? I mean, this is mid-engined, isn't it? It is mid-engined. God damn it, where's the freaking front engine version of this body? Has that been removed completely? I'll be very surprised if it had. Yeah, but that's it, it's looking like it, so... Well, let's have some fun. It's gonna be placed in the middle then, the engine that is. So let us go ahead and wait, what? Okay, let's not get too crazy. Let's make it aluminium. We could go for carbon fiber, but that's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? I don't know whether we can fit a bigger engine transversely or longitudinally. I don't know. We'll have to try out. Double wishbones front and rear, obviously, and plastic panels because they're lighter than aluminium. 295s front and rear should be plenty, I think. And now let's get to the fixture section, where I will try and give this thing some headlights that are similar to the real Micras, like those right here, and then of course the signature Micra vents that go like this. Again, don't take this as a, you know, as an attempt to create an accurate replica here. It is going to be a ridiculous build. And it does have a little bit of chrome in those vents. I want that, because I like it, so let's just go ahead and place some chrome into these as well. Okay, so that is not the way that was intended to go, but that is totally fine. And actually, I kind of like the idea of fitting some of these headlights in there as well. And then now comes the real deal, if you will. Let's put a plastic lip on there. And then give this thing a big mouth, big vents, and, you know, just make it look really, really sporty. If that's at all possible with the THIS Micra, but I think it is. Let's give it a grill like this. You can always put the number plate on that, I think. Yes, indeed we can. And then of course we can also fit some vents, like these. I'm still not sold on the overall look here, but if you don't like something, change it, right? And let's just get rid of those vents. And what else do we have here? These might fit quite well, I think. Maybe more like so, and rotate it a little bit like so. Yeah, I think that's better. And then of course we're gonna, I don't really know what kind of door handles it has, but it doesn't really matter to us right here. We can just place those on there. And then I do want to make the taillights kind of similar to the original. So for that, let me just see real quick. We are going to place some of these. And then some of these white ones. We actually only need 2 of them. Okay, so this is as far as they go. And then this one right here. Now I think we're gonna put the patch like right here. And this is a little bit lacking in, you know, in excitement, if you will. So let us just put one of these down here like so, and then try and make it go like this. No, I think actually if we put it more like so, it would look better, I think. And then of course we can always grab some of these in order to make those edges straight. Unlike these rounded edges very much in this particular situation. And give it a little bit of that. And there we go. I wanted to adjust the patch, please. Thank you. Now, of course, we're gonna give this thing a bumper down here, which we are going to do with This looks kind of tempting, actually. Yeah, let's go for this. And then put one of these on top of it. That's good, I think. Now we're gonna put the number plate like right here. With some braking lights right adjacent to it. And then I think that's basically it already. Or you know what, you can we can always you can always mess around a little bit more. For example, put some of these down. Exaggerate a little bit about this car's capabilities. And of course, it was intentional that I did not use a lip here, because I think we're probably better off using a lip as a kind of spoiler over here. Oh, so we have to do it that way. Put it here first so it's short enough to go up there. And then let's flip it around. That does not look very sporty, so we can actually, I think it's in our best interest to put a second lip on the front for more front downforce, since we are probably not going to be able to since we're probably not gonna need a lip on the rear end, because we can put a wing onto the roof here. Now this looks a little bit ridiculous, I gotta admit. Let's try something a little bit more subtle, like, if that's at all subtle. But I do think it fits better. How about this way? Wait. Please? No, it doesn't look better that way. So let's just go for this one. And place another one there, because we need all the downforce we can get, because this thing's gonna be, you know, super fast. And now let's actually go and see what kind of engine we can fit in there after we choose, you know what, should it be rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive? Given the fact that it's mid-engined, I think we can make do with the fact making it rear-wheel drive. Who doesn't like doing burnouts in a Nissan Micra? So this is going to be Nissan Micra Super version, and let's give it a flat plane V8. Yeah, that's what I thought. So it would probably be better to make this thing transverse. Let's go back to the engine. It's still too big. Oh my. Okay, so let's give this thing a 2.8 liter twin turbo V8, just like a Ferrari F40, which was actually 2.9 liter, but I think it's close enough that we can you know, draw connections between the two cars. So forged steel, I-beam titanium, because we only want the best components in there, and for that matter just go for billet steel here as well, because we're gonna rev the crap out of this thing, even though we do have a kind of high stroke ratio, but we need that in order to get any displacement out of this thing, because the engine bay is, you know, very limited. So 85 cam profile should be enough for now. We do want VVT because it'll help us out a great deal. Turbocharger, of course, and yeah, sure. It makes this thing way too big. But we can always adjust things a little bit. Well, the compressor is already the maximum size that it can go, so I'm fine with the turbo spooling up very late, because this engine is gonna rev really hard. And I don't know what kind of boost we want, probably like around 1.2. And for that matter, I think I'm gonna decrease the compression by 2 more points, because otherwise it would probably knock. Direct injection, throttle per cylinder, performance intake, premium gas, 13 to 0 fuel mixture, 70 ignition timing, and then like 9,500 RPM rev limit, dual exhausts. Make sure we have plenty of exhaust diameter, 429, and we do have a little bit of valve float and some reliability issues, but not that much yet. So of course we can increase the pressure here. Let's see. We can go harder on the turbine. 40 millimeters gives us more power. I don't know how much. Oh, 465. That did make it so on the launch we're gonna have a pretty hard time getting a lot of power, because the turbo kicks in a little bit too late. Because with the way currently launches work in automation, you set off at half of the engine's max RPM, which our rev limit is 9,500, so you set off at like 4,700 I think. And the turbo did kick in at only 4,800 just a second ago, which means we would get not the ideal amount of power and torque right off the bat. This is obviously a much bigger concern for turbo engines than for naturally aspirated engines, because naturally aspirated you don't have that much of a difference with respect to your torque curve. 90 cam profile maybe, yeah, looks pretty good. 452 horsepower is still not what I originally had in mind, but we can always do this and increase the boost pressure. 1.4 bar. Now it's revving a little bit too high even for my likings, because the engine yeah, it will rev a little bit too high here. We can decrease the compressor size to make the turbo spool up a little bit earlier, like at 4,600 RPM. So what do we do now? $463, $469. $472 at 8,000 RPM. So if we now go ahead and decrease the compressor size a little bit more, so that the turbine, so that the turbo kicks in earlier, but then we can increase the turbine size in such a way that it'll still fit. When will it kick in now? We have 506 horsepower in a Nissan Micra. We have 382 foot-pounds of torque, which I don't even know what that means in Newton meters, but I don't think that's important right now. One more? Yeah, 507 horsepower. And look at the top-end power curve. I mean, from here on, from like 7,000 RPM all the way to, what's the red line, 9,200 RPM? Yeah, it goes almost flat and you get so much power there. I'm content with this actually. Let's give this a sequential double clutch gearbox. Actually no, a single clutch, because you know it's similar to what rally cars use, and you know you can always just try and convince people that this is a rally spec Nissan Micra when it actually isn't. Let's make it so second gear tops out at slightly above 100 kilometers an hour. Electric LSD, of course, because we need some way of putting that power down. 295s in the rear end. "17-inch rims on the Micra, sure, and let's go for 255s up front. Should be enough for this little car. Sports compound road tires, alloy wheels. You already selected different rims, so vented discs is, you know, let's keep it realistic. We could of course go for carbon ceramic discs, but that's just a little bit overkill in my opinion. Fully clad, and here comes the really tricky part. How do we set up the aero? Because wait a minute, do we have enough cooling? Yes, we do. Okay. How do we set up the aero? Do we want more top speed or do we want a track car? I don't really know the answer to that question, but I'm gonna give it +5 quality here, and then I'm gonna fit an active wing, and we're gonna tune the aero a little bit later once I see the graphs after first testing. Obviously only two seats here. Let's still give it a standard interior infotainment, just like it. Does it actually have standard infotainment, or is that rather like basic? I don't know. Let's give it all driver aids including launch control, standard safety, and then standard, and then semi-active and active, and then a sport suspension. We don't need race suspension. Like, come on. Come on. And we get a car that weighs less than 1,200 kilograms, has 507 horsepower, does 0 to 100 in 3 seconds, goes more than 300 kilometers an hour, and sounds like this. And this thing's fast. That's 250 already. 280. Man, this thing pulls. Actually, I think it's... yeah, it's not limited by aero or by engine capabilities, but by the gearing. It'll even do more than 20 miles per gallon. So that's quite something for a car that does 0 to 100 in 3 seconds and quarter mile in 10.37. Anyway, back to the aero. We're making too much rear downforce. Actually, let's change this now. Okay, so the active wing did give us a little bit, like getting rid of it gave us a little bit more mpg. So let us go and try to make it so that we're making a little bit of downforce on both ends. Yeah, there we go. 20.9 mpg, top speed 317 kilometers an hour. It's like 197 miles an hour. Did I say 317 miles an hour? It's kilometers per hour. 197 miles an hour, I think, is what that translates into. And as you can see, we're making a little bit of downforce front and rear. Actually, it's the exact same amount, ridiculously enough. What does this thing do around the effort track? I wouldn't be surprised if this were pretty damn fast. Also, the stopping distance is really good. Into the petrol head corner and coming out quite nicely, and then accelerating like crazy onto a drive-through, going through there almost flat out. Does not have to brake or lift off for the dev map either. And into the green light. Braking for the last corner, the release coming, and across the line in 121.57. I actually expected it to be a little bit quicker, but it's still fine. 121.57, so let's say 121.6 is about the same as, well, it's quicker than a McLaren SLR. And 121.6 is about this. It's the same as a Porsche Cayman GTS, and it's the same as a Jaguar F-Type R Coupe in a freaking Nissan Micra, or in something that used to be a Nissan Micra at least. Actually, I wanna give this thing better suspension, because this is really not optimized for the best track times. So let us do that. It's actually it actually used to be oversteering. It still is. It's still oversteering. I don't know why, but it is. Let's give it more like that. Oh, that is way too much, actually. Yeah, like this, and let's see what that did to our lap time. 120.45. So let's round it up. 120.5. That is that is almost the same as a Koenigsegg CCX without the wing. Man, okay, now we're really talking. This is a fast car now. This is like just staggeringly quick now. And for all that you still get 20.9 mpg and the total costs are only 14.4 grand. Like MSRP this would be about probably, like, if you multiply that by 3, that's 43,200 and something. That's not that bad. It's actually really cheap for performance like this. So hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Oh, actually no, wait, before I end this I wanted to adjust the brakes still, because it seems like we were a little bit lacking in braking performance. That might... Actually, this doesn't help at all. Neither does this. So probably downforce would benefit us in terms of braking. But anyway, hope now that we get that sorted out, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button, helps out a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.